All right, so Twitch is showing that I'm live right now. Check my volume level briefly here. Yep, that looks good. All right, so my name is Jason, and I am a not-so-professional poker player. I've been playing for about 2 years now, and trying to get better, reading a lot of books on poker, that kind of thing. I just made a fresh deposit into Bovada of $50. This is going to be kind of a run it up series where I play 30 minutes of zone every day and try to run that bankroll up, starting with the using bankroll management and starting with the minimal stake level available on zone on Bovada. So you can see right here on my Poker Dominator tracker, I've got a $50 starting bankroll here, and I've got no transactions in this Poker Dominator tracker right now. So I'm going to add a new session right now. I've got a template here for my 2-table minimum buy-in. So I'm playing the 2-5 zone poker here, and I am going to play 2 tables at the same time for the minimum buy-in, which is like a half stack of $2.50 each. Okay, so let's start that up. And this is sitting here waiting for the results to come in after I'm done. All right, so toggling back to the 2 tables I've got up. I'll get them positioned on the screen here, side by side, so we can see both of them. And I like to put myself right at the bottom of each window so I know where I'm at. All right, so we got a free ride here on the blind. I think I'm going to try to steal this right here just to see what happens. I'm going to fold this. Just checking away over here. I guess we're going to, both of us are probably going to check. King, Queen, I'm going to raise with that. From mid position here. This guy's got me over here. I definitely have to fold. Probably had a full house or something there. Let's see what this guy does here with the 83. I think I can get out of this one. All right, so I'm going to fold this here. I'm going to try for a blind steal here with a min raise of 10 cents. Fold this ace-10 over here. My blind steal did not work, but I ended up with 1 pair. It's a pretty wet board, so I'm just going to check it through. Getting even wetter. I've got a 2 pair now. I may win this just by default, and yes, I did. All right. Jack King going to fold offsuit. Hey, I won a pot over here. Look at that. This looks like a blind steal, but I have garbage, so I gotta fold that. Okay, so I've got ace queen here. This is gonna look like a blind steal to this guy. Yeah, well, I guess that's what he didn't care. A lot of people fold like pre-fold before they even if they're sitting in the blinds, they'll fold if they have a bad hand without even waiting to see what's going to happen. So it looks like that guy with his insta-fold there, that's what happened. Fold this. Gonna fold this king 5 offsuit. King 3, that's an easy fold. King 6, easy fold. So I found that after playing zone for a while, other forms of poker, even 6-max, become really, really slow. Mostly because I think everyone's multi-tabling, and so people oftentimes take a long time to make. They kind of run out the clock making even simple decisions. And even when you have 6 people at the table waiting to do that, I mean, in this case, if I stay in a hand, it can slow down because all 6 people at the table might stay in and they might all think for a while. But at least I'm not sitting there after folding. When I play live, I find that it's just more exciting to. I'm going to open raise with this. I'm mid position. I don't know. Let's just see what happens here. When I play live, I find that even though it's much slower than online, well, sometimes it's not even slower. Okay, so I got 3-bet here. I guess I got to fold that. I find that just the characters at the table and what's going on and watching people take tips from each other and watching the drama and looking at people get angry and all that stuff makes up for it. In fact, sometimes live is actually a little bit faster than online because people aren't multi-tabling, so they're not sitting around thinking for a really long time to make each move. And if they are thinking, it's only when something really interesting is happening at the table. So I'm going to open raise with its pocket 7s here. I found that zone, I think people play better here than they do in like the equivalent stakes. All right, so this is a pretty dry board. I think I'm going to try a continuation bet here to maybe take the pot down right now, see what happens. I'm getting called, so I'm just going to check it through for the rest of the way, give up on that. Let's try blind steal over here. He checked back. I don't know, I guess I'm just going to try and check through and hopefully see a showdown. I ended up wasting my ace-king over here because I was so distracted with the 7s on the other side. I found that people play much tighter in zone, obviously because a new deal is just a fold away. And so I think that just kind of by default, people end up playing. So I'm going to try and isolate this limper here with a 20-cent bet. And I'm going to try and sort of like a long distance blind steal over here. But I also got a decent hand. Okay, I was not able to isolate that limper. Both of the blinds stayed in, so that kind of sucked. But they're checking it around to me. It's a dry board, but I can't continuation bet bluff here. This guy 3-bet me here. I guess I'm going to call him down because I have a decent enough hand. I wasn't actually bluffing there. Now here, what can I do? This looks like a bluff to me, but I think I'm going to fold it anyway. But anyway, yeah, I think that people in general play better because they're when people are sitting around a very slow table, they're just, even if they know they shouldn't be playing a hand like, I don't know what, like Queen Jack offsuit or something, when they finally get it, if they've been sitting there card dead for a while and they finally get that hand, they're like, oh, I just got to play this. And I see that live too because it's slower. So when people can fold very easily and the game goes much faster, I think people are playing a lot tighter. You don't really see, at least I haven't, I've seen quite a few 3-bets today, but I don't normally see too many 3-bets here. I see a lot of people just folding to an open raise, especially an under the gun raise. I mean, so many times, like if I play like a full 9 ring, or 6 max or 9 seat ring game, you know, pretty much a small open raise with like aces always gets called by somebody. Very often here, if you're in early position or like under the gun, and you. So I think I could. Well, we got 2 limpers here. I'm just gonna fold this. When you're under the gun at those tables, you know, someone's gonna call you here. I'm often sitting there with my kings and everyone folded to my small raise. So people kind of are ready to get out of a hand and move on to the next one much more easily here. Okay, so now I've got top pair and a good kicker over here. So I'm just going to value bet this. there is kind of pretty dry, so I'm gonna let's see. I've got something over here that I think I'm going to do a 3-bet. Okay, so I've now got a straight draw. There's still no now the overcard came, which kind of sucks. I'll bet again. Now I've got 3 aces over here. I'm going to value bet this guy. Oh god, the guy's going all in. Does he have a king 10? Or does he have an ace queen? Yeah, I'm going to fold this. 3, 4. I'm going to just go ahead and see what I... Okay, so this is a okay flop for me here. I've got my flush draw. Let's just check it around and see what he does. I still want to keep the pot relatively small, I think. Go ahead and call that. Now I got a pair of 3s. He puts another small bet in. I can affordably call this because I've got enough outs here. And that is not so great. I'm assuming he may have the king, and now he's going to push a bigger bet in. Yeah, so we're going to fold this. Okay, I've got my 2 6s here. I'm going to open raise this from late position. Under the gun raise here, I'm going to fold these kings, the king and 6. So another reason why I wanted to do this kind of live half-hour a day thing is because it gives me some sort of accountability, right? I know people are watching. I've had problems. I've read a book about the mental game of poker, but even so, occasionally I still have problems with that. If like I either card dead for a really long time, or you know, like the last session I played, where I got like dealt aces a bunch of times, but they got cracked every single time. It's just like, oh, you just keep getting beaten down over and over again, and then that tends to make you sort of chase losses, or you tell yourself, oh, I only have a half hour to play right now. I need to go to bed or whatever, and then you know midnight rolls around and you're looking at the clock like, oh, just one, you know, just one more good hand here. So this I'm playing during the middle of the day. I'm not playing at night. I have a kind of a deadline for a decently length stream to live up to, and will keep me kind of from, you know, winning for a while and then, you know, having like, you know, a bad session or two and then tilting off or whatever, trying to chase losses, that kind of thing. So it doesn't really matter to me if anybody's watching, as long as I have the accountability. I can save the stream and post it on YouTube after I'm done, and then it's just sort of the record is there about what I did. All right, so I'm going to fold my jack 3 here. I'm going to fold this 9-8 right off the bat. So I got my 2 queens here and 2 10s on the other table. So now I got to juggle both of these. Raise that guy. This guy hopefully will do a blind steal here. Yes, he did his blind steal. I'm going to 3-bet him up to 60. And I'll go all in here if he 4-bets me. I've got a good place for value bet here. That king is not what I wanted to see. It's kind of an okay board. I'm going to... Oh, this guy. What's this guy doing here? Now I have a flush draw. A flush draw didn't make it, but I've got 2 overcards, which isn't great. And I think I need to... I probably should have gone all in over here. And won anyway. He had the jacks. All right. I'm sitting out because I got so flustered by the queens that I lost my 10s. I don't know what I should have done there. I think folding was all right. Probably with somebody going all in like that in zone, they probably flopped a set. So I probably should have gotten out of there. It's too bad that the pot was so big beforehand. All right, so I'm going to fold these. I'm going to rebuy over here in a minute. Right now I'm kind of got stuck with a small stack. So how many? Let's see. I've got 16 lines left. It's not that well. It's pretty small. Two colors. Now I got a flush draw, a straight draw. This is pretty kind of a pretty big draw here. So I'm going to go ahead and continuation bet. One of them's probably going to fold. Let's raise it up a little higher. No, actually, we can make it lower because I don't care about them drawing out at me so much. This guy, I'm going to go ahead and fold. They both folded. So I took that one down. I got suited connectors here in the blind, but I'm going to fold to this guy who raised. Here, suited connectors, middle position. I'm not that happy with that, so I'm going to fold that. Okay, I got blocks over here. So definitely going to play these. Let's see. Okay, so I think that looks like a blind steal, so I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'm going to go all in. See what he does. He's going to call me. He calls. All right, what's he got? Nines. All right, so that's good. Definitely favorite over here. All right, there we go. So I didn't need to rebuy after all. So I told you I was going to crush this zone poker today, and look, prophecy is happening. All right, so I'm gonna fold this. King Jack, but it's early position. I'm gonna fold it. It's not really early position. Under the gun. Middle position. Wouldn't play in a middle position in a full ring. So far, I've gotten pretty good cards. I guess I haven't hit anything huge on the flop yet. Well, I did hit those aces one time, but the guy folded in reaction to me. I actually tend to leave the animations turned on Bovada, so if I ever stack somebody, you'll probably see like dollar bills falling down on the screen or something. I just think it's funny. And sometimes my kids, if they're in the rooms when I'm playing, they'll be like, "Oh, I want to see the dollar bills fall, or the card's gonna catch on fire." Okay, so now I have an open-ended straight draw. I'm just gonna check through to see what happens here. No, I don't have an open-ended. Sorry, I have a gut shot. I've got position over here, but I'm still gonna fold to those two razor and a collar. I got nothing here. I'm not even gonna. Well, let's just see what happens. Let's bet 5 and see if we can get this guy to fold. No, we couldn't. Oh, he had a pair. All right. So I'm gonna raise here with the king queen from late position, and those aces aren't great for me. Somebody could also probably be pushing for a flush draw, so I'm not going to continuation bet. If they continuation bet big like that, I'm going to fold. They probably have an ace. Or flush draw. King Jack, middle position. So the other thing I like about Zone is that it kind of focuses almost 100% on like poker fundamentals, right? I mean, so we're just basically trying to pick a strategy that is solid, regardless. So king, yes, I'm gonna fold these, regardless of you know, our opponent's past history. What we know about them, what we see as their patterns. We're just looking at their moves and looking at our cards relative to their moves, and trying to play according to that. It's almost like we're forced to play the way a stateless robot might play No Limit Hold'em. And that, I feel like, is pretty good setup for someone who's learning, because it really kind of hammers in the fundamentals really quickly. We're not sitting around waiting. We're not sitting there staring at this. Especially on Bovada, people are anonymous anyway, so you can't track them across tables. But you can track them in a given game, maybe with a HUD or something. But this is just about, trying to raise profitably pre-flop and bet profitably after the flop. Okay, so here I've got these aces. Let's see if we can get, now 2 people already folded. I kind of feel like maybe I'm just going to limp and see if I can get somebody to raise me, somebody to try to isolate me. I shouldn't be limping with aces, but I'm just going to do it because people have folded to my aces so many times. It's just like, oh, come on. All right. Oh, yes. Okay, so it worked. So now I can go all in, and he saw me limp. He probably thinks I'm bluffing. I don't know what he thinks. I could at least win his 35 if he folds. This guy is probably not going to go all in the small blind. Number 6. Oh, he folded. All right. Well, I guess it kind of worked out. Maybe I should have just 3-bet him there. But I have gotten people to call all ins with some pretty surprising. So I'm going to try and isolate the limper here with a 20-cent bet with some pretty surprising holdings. In zone. So occasionally that works. Here, I'm going to fold these. And here, I'm going to fold that. So I don't know if that guy in the big blind when I had the aces was just doing kind of a blind steal thing. This is kind of a half blind steal here with the queen jack. Not really blind steal, kind of maybe trying to scare me as a limper into folding or something. So he might have been just bluffing, in which case what I did kind of sucked. This is a pretty wet board, so I'm going to check back here. Okay, this came around to me. I'm going to raise it up to 45 cents. Still not a board that's shaping up for me here. Okay, so this is a somewhat dry board. I don't have position on him though. Let's see if I check what's going to happen here. I won with nothing over here. Okay, so let's kind of a late continuation bet here, half pot bet. Hopefully he just folds. Oh, he doesn't fold. I have a pair of aces, but he was calling before. I don't want to be up against a set miner who hit a set. There's nothing else he could, well, 5, 6. So he could also have a straight maybe. If I see a big bet here from him, not just a check through, small bet, I'll call. $1. Did you flop a set? Or did you hit a straight? But on the other hand, he called my, I'm going to fold. So he called my re-raise, so that's a little strange. Thinking that maybe he had ace something. He could have had ace queen. Maybe I should have called him there. Probably should have called him there. That was probably a mistake on my part. I don't know, they would have called a re-raise with small pocket pair. He might have though, so that's also a danger. So I could have been up against a set there. I'm going to go ahead and kind of do a blind steal here. Okay, so that's not a horrible flop for me. Still I have top pair, no kicker. He just called though, so let's go ahead and see if we can. It's kind of a, oh, what? Oh, now I have a flush draw. Okay, he may have seen me time out there, and he may be trying to steal it. So now I've got my flush draw to go along with it. I'm gonna go ahead and bet. Probably could have taken it on the flop if I had been a little quicker. Okay, here I'm out of position, so I'm just gonna check this through. That is not a bad flop for me. I don't know what a value bet looks like when the pot is this small. How about a 6-cent bet here, folks? Oh my gosh, I got a raise on my hands here, folks. I got a hot one, I got a live one. I hope you don't have you haven't flopped a set against me here. Now we got a flush draw on the board, so I'm gonna make nearly a pot size raise. What do we got here? Now I've got a full house. Okay, so I'm not really worried about this. Let's check, see if we can elicit a bet on it, because he's probably, my bet's probably going to make him fold. Worst hand, and I can maybe go all in here, maybe get him to call me. You gonna call me? It's pretty close. Yep. Okay, there we go. All right, so there we go. Now we see the animation that my children love to watch, the falling money there. And I'm going to be done in just a couple of minutes here, so it looks like, as long as I don't make any gigantic mistake, I'm going to walk away with a profit. Like I said in my tweet about this, I was going to crush these stakes. Look at me go. Got paper just falling out of the sky here. Of course, you know, the thing that I've noticed about poker after 2 years of playing it and having some times when I just feel like I can't lose and other times when I just can't win is that those situations, those great situations, you know, involve a ton of luck, right? So the fact that I was able to flop 2 pair in that situation and keep him going with something else, I don't know what he had. He could have even, maybe he did even flop a set, right? So that's like the ultimate like perfect storm, right? Where guy has flopped a set, he's not getting away from the hand, and you flop 2 pair, maybe you're behind, but you don't know it, and then by the river you've got a full house with you know, aces full, and just essentially here, and unless he's got, you know, was there even a possibility? Yeah, so there was a possibility there that he could have had 4 of a kind and had me beat with four sevens? No, I don't think so. I guess maybe there was nothing he could have beat me with there. So maybe I even had the nuts. But anyway, getting into that kind of situation where you have the nuts and somebody else has a good enough hand to stack off to you is, you know, rare enough that seems like you've got to make all the little stuff work. But that's the kind of moment that you live for. And then you can go for like, you know, a whole week with that never happening. Whole week where you're on the other side of that, maybe. Where you flop the set and somebody else gets a full house against you. I'll try for a blind steal here. Min raise, blind steal. Okay, so we've got... I think I'm going to just call with these Broadway cards here. 6, 7, 8, 9, so I've got an open-ended flush draw now. Okay, so this is not a bad set, but I'm going to check it around to the razor to see what he does. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so I've got a nice straight here. I'm going to go ahead and bet this, but this guy's probably going to fold. Oh, call. All right. 6 to 10 now. All right, so my straight has gotten even better, right? So I think I have the nuts over here. All right, so we got guy raising. I'm going to go ahead and call him over here. Oh, don't. Oh. Maybe I'll get maybe my oh, we checked it through. That sucked. That's the disadvantage of playing 2 tables, of course. So he's checking. They're checking around to me. I'm just going to value bet this here. I got 2 kings over here. It's kind of a last hurrah. This will be kind of like these 2 are going to be kind of like my last hands here. And I raised pot size raise. Oh, they both folded. All right, well that's still a decent. Oh, and see, so they folded to my kings there. I guess I hit the wrong button there. So I'll play a couple more hands. All right, ace jack in late position. Haven't seen that hand this time. I'm gonna go ahead and play that. Kind of a blind steal with a little bit of weight behind it. So here I am in middle position with this. I'm gonna fold it. Oh, I folded my big blind there by accident. Okay, so I've got king queen here. I'm just gonna call this. All right, so an okay flop here. Got kind of a wet board with the flush draw there. Since he was the raiser, I'm just going to check it around. I'm going to try and keep the pot kind of small here. So now we have two pair. But he's got two pair too. All right. Again, check it around. Let's just keep the pot small. I'll call it like a small bet here if he... 2, 3, 4. So now he could have a straight. I'm just going to value bet this here because the pot's small enough that I'm not scared of being stacked off here. And he calls. All right, there we go. All right, so let's fold this. All right, so this is definitely going to be, I'm out of time here, so this is going to be my last couple of hands. Let's see if we can live on in the blind here. Hopefully get somebody to, oh, I don't really want to go all in right now. So let's raise bigger here. It's not just a blind steal. So can I call the 10 cent? I'm just going to go ahead and fold that. Focus on these queens here. All right, so now I've got an overpair and an okay board, dry, dry, dry. So let's go ahead and just half pot value bet it. Maybe he's got a jack, maybe he's got ace jack. Could have a full house, of course, in which case we're going to be seeing probably a raise from him. Now there's a flush draw on the board, but it's a late one. So let's go ahead and value bet again. Now we got a raise. So what happened here? He's all in. Maybe he was just, maybe he did flop a set. Maybe he flopped a set now. I'm going to have to go ahead and fold that. I think I'm probably behind there. Or he could have two pair. Could have been playing jack 2. Strange. That would have been strange. I don't know. Or maybe suddenly he had his jacks, pair of jacks, and he had a flush draw all of a sudden. So he's pushing all in. All right. So let me sit out the next hand in both tables. There's a real commitment to stopping here. I'm going to have playable hands in both, depending on what goes. Yeah, so this is a nice fold here. This is a raise. All right. So crushed that last pot there and stole those blinds. All right, so now let's get out a calculator here just to help my addled brain do math. And 1.54 plus 5.95. So we got 749, and we start out with 5. come in here and put in our 749. Crushing. And how long did we play? We played from 18 to 53. So played a little bit longer. 53 minus 18. Really feeling tired today. 35 minutes. So 5 minutes extra. All right, and all this information looks correct. Hold'em zone, ring game. I don't know. Was it moderate difficulty? I don't know. No limit. 2-5. Bought in for 5 at 2 tables and submit it. Okay, so now we can go over here and look at our bankroll. Now the bankroll did not go up. Why did the bankroll not go up? What happened here? All right, well, I'll figure that out later and get it fixed up. And so total earnings, let's see, does it do a big blind? Yeah, I'm 85 big blinds per hour. Wow, there we go. Of course, I got good cards and so on. All right, so I'm going to stop the broadcast now, and I don't know if anybody will watch, but maybe somebody will see this on YouTube. We'll see you next week.